What's going on, guys? Back with another video. This is going to be what my experience was like at basic training. This is going to specifically be my experience at Fort Jackson basic training. As for other forts and other places, I don't know how they do things. This is just how things went down at Fort Jackson. So I'm gonna go like step by step on what I went through over the weeks, and then I have like 5 questions set off to the side that I got off my social medias, which I will then answer. So to start off, right when we arrived, we were immediately being rushed off the bus and doing a bunch of running. And then within the first 72 hours, we did a lot of bullshit, I will say. The first 72 hours, if you go to Fort Jackson, are meant to be really grueling to give you an idea what basic training will be like. So in the first 72 hours, I did things like they once had us dump a bunch of sand on the ground, then they had us dump tire pieces over top of it, mix it all together, and then separate them. Well, that's not physically demanding, it's tedious and boring as fuck. Some other things they had us do is we had these wall walkers in our barracks, so we put all our stuff in, and they would do this thing called evicting us. So we'd have to take one time, this is the time it was the worst, is when they had us take all our stuff outside to the tire pit, dump it all on the ground, and then they had us carry every item back upstairs, one item at a time. So like if you have a pair of socks, you take one single sock up at a time. And it was even worse because my platoon, we were on the top floor of the barracks, so it sucked. Looking back on it now, it doesn't seem that bad, but in the moment it sucked. It was not fun. I probably did close to 1,500 push-ups in the first 72 hours and a bunch of other various workouts. After the 72 hours were up, it did get a little better. It was still very physically demanding. Yeah, it was just, you did the same thing every day. You woke up early, you did PT, went to chow, got back, more PT, chow, PT, sleep. It's pretty much all it was. We got no personal time in the first 72 hours, but after that, we did start getting between 30 minutes and an hour of personal time every night. By the way, when you go to basic, you don't have your phones. They take them, and you get them back for, it's supposed to be 30 minutes every Sunday, but most of the time they only gave us 20. Sometimes if the drill sergeants are feeling nice, they'll give you more time. The most time I've had was 45 minutes on it on Sunday once. And I mean, you can't even really do a lot in 45 minutes, so just be thankful for the time you get, I guess. Around week 3, we started going to the shooting ranges. The weapons that you will be using, it's an M4 carbine, I believe is what it was. And you get them about week 2, and they just teach you the basics like aiming, different shooting positions, how to disassemble, reassemble it, proper way to clean it and take it apart and stuff. And then around week 3, you start going to the ranges, where you have to group in 0 with the weapon with the backup iron sights, and then eventually qualify with them. And then after you do that, they give you the CCO red dot sight, which you then have to group in 0 with that, and then qualify with it. Those are graduation requirements. And then there was 3 main FTXs that we had to do. Actually, well, the only 3 FTXs we had to do. FTX just stands for Field Training Exercise. So we have the hammer, the anvil, and the forge. The hammer was 1 night, 2 days out in the woods. The anvil was, I think it was like 2 nights, 2 days in the woods. And the forge, which is the main thing, was 2 nights, 3 days in the woods. With the forge, there was this thing you do called, I'm trying to think of the name of it. I can't remember the name of it, but you low crawl 150 meters through sand while turrets shoot bolts over the top of your head. It's actually kind of fun. It hurts because of the sand, but in the end, you get done and you're like, yeah, that was kind of fun. I did one obstacle course during my time in basic. We were supposed to do more, but they got canceled because of rain. I don't want to make this video too long. I just kind of going over the basics so you have an idea on what you'll be going through. You throw hand grenades towards the end, buddy team live fire, which you shoot, and it's shooting and moving with a battle buddy by your side. And then you do other various things. It's overall just very physically demanding, but to try to get this video done in the next couple minutes, I got just five questions set off to the side that I'm going to go over. So the first one is, what insults did your drill sergeants call you? So I kept myself on like the down low, so the drill sergeants didn't really notice me a whole lot. Towards the end, I did receive my first kind of insult. The drill sergeant just approached me and said I have a somewhat normal looking face, and he said I look like the default character in every video game. But I've heard some pretty creative ones. He once told someone that they're 2 chromosomes away from being a horse. That was pretty funny. The next question, what was the highlight of your experience and the low point? My low points probably around week 4 and 5. I was really depressed at the time, wanting to quit, but in the end, I don't even know what it was at the time that made me want to quit. But that's got to be my lowest point. But I pushed through and made it to graduation. As for the highlight of my experience, I think just meeting all the people that I worked with. I met a lot of nice people, a lot of really nice people. The next question, was it easier or harder than you thought? And what made it so hard or easy? It was definitely harder than I thought. I knew it was going to be hard going in. But overall, yeah, it was a lot harder than I thought. What made it really hard, I think, not so much the physical activities, because like I'm pretty fit. It's the mental capability is what made it hard for me. And I've been in and out of depression during basic. So the mental capabilities is what made it really hard for me. Next, did you do any obstacles like the ones you see people do in the army on video? Yep, like I said, did one obstacle course. It involved various things like crawling under barbed wire, jumping logs, rolling under logs, rotating monkey bars, climbing rope ladders, crawling through tunnels, various stuff. We were supposed to do like 3 obstacle courses, but 2 got canceled due to weather. And then for the final question, what was the worst thing you had to endure? I think the forge overall was the worst thing, because with the forge, you ruck 10 miles out, and like you ruck 6 miles, and then you sleep, and then you ruck 4 miles to the low crawl with a gun shoot over you. And I just remember what it's called. It's called Nick at Night. And after that, you sleep. You ruck another mile to your final sleep site, and then in the morning you ruck 10 miles back. So it's like a little over 20 miles of rucking total with like 40 pounds on your back and all your gear. That's probably the worst thing I had to endure was the forge as a whole. But I made it through, and I mean, the forge involved a lot of things. So if you guys want, I'll make a separate video going over everything about the forge. But with that being said, I'm gonna end this video right now. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.